What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, the best one, Donnie, here with.
What is going on, everybody? Danny Huckins here, man. 1/3 of We Are Wrestling. We got an interesting topic to talk to you guys about today. But first and foremost, the Asian on the bottom, man. The bottom bitch of this episode. What is going on, my friend?
I don't fucking know. Literally, 5 minutes ago I was watching a fucking movie, and now I'm here out of nowhere for a abrupt emergency We Are Wrestling episode. So, how you guys doing? Ben here, the third of We Are Wrestling Talk Show. We got some abrupt and very big news that could be the downfall of everything that we love and hold dear about the wrestling industry, and specifically WWE, and the fact that this might be the plug that they are pulling and letting us just fucking flatline. So, before we get into a bunch of that stuff, Don, take it away.
That's right. For this extra, we are going to be talking about Stephanie McMahon stepping down from WWE. It's 100% official. It's all over wrestling, Twitter, the whole IWC. That's what you guys call them, right? The IWC.
Yeah. Internet wrestling community, man.
The internet wrestling community. But before we get into that, if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, and you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers, the best way to support us is by hitting that subscribe button now, turning on the post notifications. Videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO. And of course, you already know the grind is real. And the first thing I'm going to say about this whole Stephanie McMahon and WWE drama going on is, guys, there is an ultimatum. You can watch
Hug your
All
fellow
Elite
neighbor.
Wrestling every Wednesday on TBS, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Be sure to check on your wrestling boys because they are not doing well right now. It is
Did you just
we
say-
were thriving 2 weeks ago, and here we are watching the fucking sink ship? The ship.
Did you
sink.
just say?
Yeah.
Did you just say ultimatum?
Yes, I don't know how to pronounce that word.
Ultimate potato? Is that what you
I
said?
botched
Ultimate
it, all right? I
potato?
botched it.
Ultimate strawberry shortcake.
All right, I'm going to say it again.
God.
All right? There is another option. You
fucking
can tune
clown.
in to All Elite Wrestling every Wednesday on TBS, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's not just
Yeah, man.
WWE anymore, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no, AV Dubs is thriving on this right now. Trust.
I'm thriving on this right now.
I do have to say that, you know, when it came out that Vince McMahon was officially back with WWE and, you know, head of board of directors, it was hilarious what Tony Khan posted on Twitter, because it was like, I wonder why everybody's being nice to me today, and then he promoted fucking Rampage. Hey man, gotta take your shots, because people were, the last several months, people were shitting on him since Triple H took over, and now Vince McMahon's back, and everybody wants to suck Tony Khan's dick. I mean, the wrestling community is a very strange place, gents.
It's a jungle you don't want to be a part of. If you've never stepped foot in this world, don't do it. Turn back now. You're just going to be in a world of toxicity, a whole lot of fuckery, but a lot of really cool shit. But this is not one of them. Not at all. I'm worried.
No.
This speaks on behalf of the episode we just had, Dan. I'm worried. I'm very worried now. I'm
Yeah,
hitting
man.
the panic button on this son of a bitch. I'm hitting the fucking panic button. If there's a panic button somewhere, I'm stomping it out.
Look, I know I made a 2-minute cameo appearance on the latest episode of the We Are Wrestling Talk Show due to having bronchitis, and I think I said it best. I really think that there is a lot of McMahon drama that a lot of us aren't really talking about because, of course, everybody's mind is about the whole Vince McMahon coming back and now being the executive of the board of directors and coming back to WWE. But there is more to this situation that a lot of people, I feel like, are putting under the rug, because we saw Shane McMahon's son, Vince McMahon's grandson. He commented on, I believe it was Bleacher Report's WWE Instagram, and said, to be honest, W. And we all know Shane McMahon had a pretty bad exit in WWE. And I actually did some, digging, some research, and it actually looks like Shane McMahon does not follow Stephanie McMahon or Triple H. And the son does not follow Stephanie McMahon at all. His aunt. There is drama in the McMahon family. And I think maybe Stephanie McMahon, is just tired of her dad. And people can't say, oh, she had this like plan, this and that. Her dad came back to WWE literally, I think, 72 hours ago?
I think something like that. But you have to remember, Shane McMahon was
not happy about this.
Shane McMahon was fired by John Laurinaitis and Vince. Shane wasn't fired by Stephanie. So I don't understand why he has an issue with Stephanie. Vince McMahon is the one that fired her.
Because if anything happened to Vince McMahon, Stephanie McMahon would actually have more power in WWE than Shane.
Thank fucking God, that's what we want.
Shane McMahon exited WWE back in 2009. Stephanie stayed, and that's why Stephanie would have more power than Shane.
Yeah, apparently Shane sold all of his stock too back in the day. He wanted no part of the WWE. And then he tried to involve himself a little bit too much in the Royal Rumble last year. And Vince was like, bro, you gotta
Randy
get
Orton
the
was
fuck
supposed
out.
to go first, and fucking they hit Shane's music, and fucking he wanted Randy to go on. He's like, I am not fucking going out to your music. Like, he set that shit right down. He's like, no, he's like, get your ass out there. The fucking music's playing.
Now, both Vince McMahon's children don't want to be a part of WWE.
Now it's just Hunter, and as for how much longer? And that again, I'm hitting that panic button. I'm getting on the lifeboat now, man. I'm sailing somewhere. I just don't know fucking where at this point. And apparently it's gonna be Japan.
Ben.
Apparently no. Apparently it's Japan.
Who would have thought?
Yo, this guy's fucking dying right now.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, this is
my ass is sailing to good old Tokyo.
Are you sailing with Mercedes?
This is technically our first video back since he, got the blowjob disease. So
blowjob disease. Jesus Christ.
This is absolutely nuts that Stephanie McMahon stepped down.
Man, I am like still processing like Vince coming back, and now Steph's out already. Like, this is nuts, man. Like, we are really suffering in this wrestling community right now, especially like when in terms of and it's even more bonkers because it's in terms of WWE right now, which has been thriving for months since Vince has been gone, and now we are. It hasn't been perfect, but it's been better. It hasn't been perfect. There's obviously flaws in everybody's booking, but this dude literally came back just to throw the fucking match down, just burn it, because he's clearly not happy with it. Like, clearly, like, he's coming back and he's just burning the whole fucking place down. Like, and we just got people back, and now they all are gonna want to fucking leave, and the morale is at an all-time low.
You can kiss Karen Cross being a main event player.
Yep.
I'm just so fucking.
You can definitely kiss. You can definitely kiss Sami Zayn being a main event player goodbye. I mean, he's gonna
be having more jackass matches.
Do you remember what the fuck Vince McMahon did to fucking Daniel Bryan? And no offense, but Daniel Bryan was in a lot better shape and more athletic than fucking Sami is. So, I mean, Sami Zayn doesn't stand a fucking chance, even though he's pretty much been the best thing on WWE television the last several months with this whole bloodline thing.
Man, I am just, again, beyond myself as to how fast everything is happening.
Here's the biggest thing that I'm more concerned about this whole Stephanie McMahon leaving WWE. The women.
The women don't have a chance.
Stephanie McMahon was the face of the women's revolution. She was the one that came out on Monday Night Raw and changed the word diva back to women.
Didn't she
really give them the solid push? And now for me, I'm more concerned about the women performers than anything. Because Stephanie McMahon was really.
You can kiss stables goodbye. You can kiss tag teams goodbye. She was the
captain of the boat.
Stephanie McMahon is the one that came up with that all-women's pay-per-view, but that, no offense, was kind of a train wreck. But
it was a good concept. It was just poorly executed, unfortunately.
Good idea, poorly executed, especially at the time, because the creative was just absolute dog shit.
Exactly, and I feel like there wasn't a pleasant and steady build-up to any of it. It was just kind of like, here, we're doing this, and we're going to change the fucking world in one night. I'm like, dude, if there was a solid build-up, and there was, good matches being booked for it, and there was, a good, solid feud and, building up to it for all of the matches, I'd be so fucking invested, because they would make it a blockbuster pay-per-view, being like, all right, this is what we're doing, this is the new idea, this is what we're going to work towards. Fuck all the main storyline bullshit, unless there's, title opportunities, and, obviously you make it interesting, but, again, poorly executed.
But here's the thing, like, let's be real.
But
This
Stephanie really pushed for it.
entire women's revolution, Stephanie McMahon has been, pretty much
She's
the
been the
captain
forefront.
of the boat. And if we would not be having all of these defining moments, like the first ever women's elimination chamber, the
That
first
shit
ever
was sick
women's
as
Money in
fuck.
the Bank,
And all
women's
of them
Royal Rumble.
nut.
We would not be
Yes.
having anything in the women's
Bro,
revolution.
they're planning
if it
on
was not
having a
for
women's. They're planning on having a women's elimination chamber in February.
Bro,
What's that gonna look like?
I'm
That's what I'm the
literally
most concerned
so
about.
distraught over all of this right now. Like and I can't process any of it like at a good rate, which it's coming. Like everything is happening so fast, and
Nick Khan,
it's bothersome.
He's the solo chairman now. of
For now, until
WWE.
Vince decides he wants to fucking hop on back in.
Yep.
It's only a matter of time, bro. Like Vince McMahon is the head of board of directors. He can make any move he wants to make
Now,
at this
yeah,
current time.
he gave
If he-
himself all of his power back. Like he literally just fucked everybody. And like I said on the fucking extra and on the talk show, people lost their fucking jobs, man, and now it's gonna be for nothing. Now it feels like
Yep.
it's entirely for nothing, and I am not a fucking fan of that shit. It's like this dude shit on his legacy and then came back and fucking gave us round 2. Like it's absolutely fucking it's a travesty, man, because like again, it's been thriving since he's been gone. The numbers don't lie. The product does not lie. And now we're going to lose all of it basically because of a wrong move.
They have the biggest gate for WrestleMania this year without one match announced, and that's definitely not because of Vince McMahon.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, like, people have to understand. Yes, Triple H is not the best booker, but he has actually given us better television.
He's given us
than
solid
what Vince
structure
did in the last couple of
I
years.
feel like the reason why Raw's been pretty much, a chore to watch and it hasn't been good, the last couple of months is because football is on.
Yeah,
football.
Monday
The
Night Football.
NFL's going to get more ratings and get more viewership
Yes.
than WWE any day.
Absolutely, the fan base is a lot
That's a
better.
reason, but there is another reason too why.
Triple H is probably like, why am I gonna, give these guys, really, really good television if the ratings are gonna be, maybe like a 1.
I understand where you're going, but Don, where were you going?
All right. You see, if you look back at the history in WWE, always after Survivor Series, WWE, they lose a lot of momentum and their shows are always mediocre around the holidays.
Oh, they're
and New
gaining
Year.
potential now, and it's in the wrong.
Well, hold on
fucking
one
light.
second, though.
I got you.
We have 2 weeks away from
When
the Royal Rumble,
WWE
man.
picks the momentum
Yeah.
up is Rumble. And then you have the road to
WrestleMania
WrestleMania.
season, man.
And that is where they're going to be pretty much going all out with booking.
Yeah, but bro,
It's
we're
a
2
proven
weeks.
fact.
We're 2 weeks away from the Rumble. We're supposed to have this big match between Balor and Edge, and we haven't seen or heard anything that has to do with Edge since he got
Danny.
taken out.
When was the last time we've had a solid Royal Rumble build for a pay-per-view?
Probably 2004,
I'm getting some Stone Cold vibes because
2005.
he's kind of like shelved right now. Like I'm
This-
getting some Stone Cold vibes. Like he's gonna pop up and be fucking probably even more shredded than he already fucking is. He's probably gonna be in amazing shape. He's gonna have like a big ass entrance. Likely, he's not gonna come alone. You already know that for a fact. Especially after we're still waiting for the build up with Beth Phoenix. So I mean, like we're in for a treat. So I'm not mad that he hasn't shown up.
I know, but I would just like some kind of build or whatever towards this match. You know what I mean?
100.
I would like for him to come out and maybe attack Balor
I
or
don't think
whatever.
it's
and just
happening.
I
get
don't think it's
excitement.
happening either, but it's possible that he might show up maybe the fucking Monday before, the Friday. Who fucking knows? He'll show up at some point, and if not, it's at the Rumble. And
Or
it's
he
gonna
just
be-
enters the Rumble.
Judgment Day supposedly is going to be on SmackDown either this week or next
Could
week.
you fucking
to go against the
imagine?
Usos.
Could you imagine if just fucking Edge won the Rumble out of nowhere? But that's a discussion for another time.
But here's my thing about this entire situation that I didn't
Let's
bring
go.
up in the extra that me and Ben did. John Cena. He was supposed to wrestle at SummerSlam. He did not come back to Raw just to cut a fucking promo and be like, "Oh, I'm coming back. I don't know when." He was gonna be at SummerSlam. All this shit with Vince got in the way. John Cena apparently is supposed to be slated for WrestleMania to go up against Austin Theory. But is Cena really gonna want to be associated with Vince McMahon after all the allegations?
Can I
We
add
don't
something
know
to
where
that?
this is going, but yeah, go ahead. I'll bite.
Everybody's talking about how The Rock's going to come back. That's another thing people got to consider too.
The Rock's already in hot water as it is.
Yeah, but
What for
with
what?
Vince McMahon,
I-
with Vince McMahon coming back, a lot of these really big names, they might not want to be associated with themselves with WWE.
What's
Apparently-
The Rock in
Good.
hot water for?
Apparently, the whole Black Adam situation or whatever, he wanted to, have complete control over, the entire narrative around Black Adam and DC, and he wanted this whole universe or whatever, like, to coincide with the film, and a lot of DC executives were not having it, so apparently that's why they're not going to be doing the sequel to the film. I don't know, there's just a lot of controversy surrounding The Rock, so I don't know if he's going to
That's not gonna-
technically want. I don't
bro,
know if
that's
he's going
not
to want
gonna-
any more.
That's not going to.
That's not going to deter his career in any way in his acting.
No,
life.
I don't think it is either. But
Superheroes and comics are not
but
going to
that-
determine him.
But that on
being
top
WWE.
of this whole Vince McMahon thing, I mean,
Bro,
The
him
Rock
and Vince have a
is-
solid relationship,
I
and The
know.
Rock is already seen as America's fucking child. So no, he's fine, bro.
I just
he's
don't
fine.
like. I would not
Mhm.
want
Danny, you're
myself.
Listen,
overthinking it.
motherfucker. Listen,
No, I'm
motherfucker.
not.
Overthinking it.
Unless he
I'm
is,
not overthinking
unless
it.
he is,
Overanalyzing it.
unless he is on the fucking Jeffrey Epstein's little fucking flight book island list, he is
He
fine.
probably is. Who
Oh
knows? Donald Trump
Donnie,
was
please save this.
apparently.
Donnie, please save this.
Well, Donald Trump, when he was going through all the controversy stuff, Vince
I say
McMahon stopped
save
working
this.
with him.
Yeah,
That's
now look
true.
at Vince McMahon. Donald Trump
Exactly
Donald
why
Trump
The
is a-
Rock, The Rock's, it has nothing to do with Marvel or comics or whatever. If he's not coming back, it's because of the whole Vince McMahon thing going on.
Exactly.
Because he doesn't
That-
want to be associated with
I wasn't.
that.
I wasn't saying he wasn't coming back
Even
to
though
WWE
behind-
because of the whole DC thing. I was just saying
But I do have a good
with
reason
him
why.
with him having the kind of reputation that he has within Hollywood, is he really gonna want to be associated with Vince McMahon, knowing all the allegations against him? Does he want to have his name tied up to that? That's what I was saying.
And that's the thing. I'm going to add something to that, Danny, because you are actually right. Because Logan Paul actually did talk about a time where him and The Rock were actually close. They were doing, vines together and stuff. And then
Rock
when
cut
Logan
him right
Paul-
the fuck off.
Yep, he cut him right the fuck off. And then when Logan Paul started to do really good again, The Rock started to reach out to him and be, buddy with him again. Because here's the thing, The Rock and Vince, they're always going to be buddies behind the scenes, on screen, doesn't matter. But when it comes to his reputation, which you're a celebrity, your reputation is everything.
Yep.
You are not going to jeopardize it at all. So if, Vince McMahon, The Rock thinks that it's going to jeopardize, his celebrity status, he will not come back to WWE.
Same thing with John Cena.
But I really hope he does come back to WWE.
The only one I could see, having a clear minded about it and doing it anyway is Steve Austin, because he's like, he had his hand, he dabbled a little bit in acting or whatever, but he's not, he doesn't really.
He doesn't care about his celebrity status.
Exactly. John Cena, on the other hand, he's starting a career. The Rock, he's one of the most successful actors in Hollywood,
And they have to.
I just don't know if he's really going to want his name associated with Vince McMahon, knowing all the allegations.
And we
against
won't
him.
know until we know further details if things start to sour more. We won't know. And we'll obviously, with how fast things are moving, I guarantee we're going to find out sooner or later. So
we're going to. And I feel like, with Stephanie stepping down, I feel like, those WWE marks out there are going to be throwing it under the rug. Okay, she's stepping down. Triple H, he's fine. He's not going to step down or anything.
Think about the complexities and the consequences of these actions. Everything has a consequence.
Exactly.
Triple H loves WWE and he loves pro wrestling, but I'm pretty sure he loves his wife and kids more.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
if Stephanie's like, honey, like, I really don't like, the way the company is going,
he could leave too. And
exactly.
That's what I'm
Look,
afraid of. So,
I have the best way to end this extra.
What's up?
Stephanie stepped down from WWE because, let's be real, Vince McMahon, he's selling WWE.
Yep. 100%.
And that's it.
We know it.
WWE is going to be sold, by either Disney, Saudi Arabia, Fox.
I'm telling you right now.
Comcast.
I'm telling you
there's
right
some
now.
It's
potential
happening.
runners.
He's selling
Saudi-
WWE 150%.
If Saudi Arabia buys the company's gonna go bankrupt within 6 months, guarantee it. There's so many people, especially in the U.S., which is their biggest gate. I feel like they make the most money in the U.S.
Yeah.
There's so many people in the U.S. that don't even watch any of the Saudi shows because they don't agree with their political opinions and stuff like that and the way they treat people. So if
It's over
Saudi
after
Arabia
that.
buys WWE, the company is officially dead and buried.
Yep. I agree.
I just think that if WWE sells, that's it. It's never going to be the same again.
Nope. Everything will change as we know it, and everything will be over. And
that is why I'm going to leave it as this.
But I mean,
there is other wrestling companies out there.
I will
not
say,
just AEW. There's other promotions out there that you can
gotta
go out and
them.
support, especially independent wrestling. Go out to your local indie shows, support them. There is so much good wrestling all over the world that you can tune in and watch than WWE.
Absolutely.
I will say,
not the end.
I do want to say this when it comes to Disney though, and I don't want to steer too much off the topic. And I believe it's in India. WWE is already streaming all their shows on Disney Plus in those regions. So I don't necessarily if Disney were to buy the company, which I don't think it should.
It would at least be more accessible.
I think it should be NBC Universal because they already have the deal over here and a lot of places with Peacock and stuff like that. I wouldn't necessarily hate the idea of Disney Plus or Disney buying WWE.
I wouldn't
Saudi Arabia though, just absolutely fucking not. Look at that, man. They could be a fucking mascot, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're gonna get Mickey Mouse versus Goofy in the Hell in a Cell.
Stunned by KO.
Can you imagine them having a fucking Undertaker ride at Disney World or some shit? The last ride.
Yo, we're gonna get a Money in the Bank
where that was
ladder
golden.
match at the Disney Castle.
Oh my God! Here we go.
Oh my God! Hey man,
they're gonna be singing too. It's gonna be like what Matt Cardona's been doing in friggin' Broadway now. They're gonna do friggin' wrestling musicals.
Oh, speaking of Matt Cardona, man, I have a little bit of news off topic on the extra. Chelsea Green is signed to WWE. She's waiting for creative plans, and apparently Matt Cardona's company, the Wrestling Figure Podcast, they're stopping all the Chelsea Green merchandise or whatever because she's signed to WWE. Matt Cardona has
deactivated her OnlyFans too.
Matt Cardona has not signed with the company as of yet, but we're waiting. Once that happens, I'm pretty sure we'll make an extra on it. So, giving you guys a little bit of extra today on this extra, man.
All right, man.
Absolutely nuts. If you let us know in the comment section below how you guys feel about this whole Stephanie McMahon situation. Are us wrestling fans, overreacting about this, or is there more to this situation? Let us know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this extra, make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. The link's down in the description below. You can go follow us all on our social medias and other YouTube pages, all that down below. In addition, if you want shorter clips of We Are Wrestling, you can go follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. All the links down below. And of course, to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, remember, you can tune into AEW, TBS, Wednesdays, 8 p.m. And of course, you already know, we are taking over. Peace.